Good evening. Welcome to What's New. We have some lovely guests tonight. We have two gentlemen on one side and two ladies on the other side, and we have a new person with us beside ours. We have Jane Henson with us, who she's going to be one of our sub-hostess.
So she's not going to be a sub. She's going to be.
She's going to be the hostess.
She's joining Marianne and I in Marianne's place. Yeah.
Right. And I'm going to turn it over to Iris and her introduce everybody. So
okay. Tonight we have the Lions Club with us. A couple of the guys are going to talk about the Easter Bunny. We have Butch Stevens and Mike Powell. So you can, either one of you can start talking away.
Okay.
Introduce yourself first so they know who's who.
I'm Mike Powell. I am the chairperson for the Easter egg hunt. This is our 78th year.
Is it really?
It is. I just found that out, which is it's amazing. But it's our 78th year.
Oh, my lands.
And it's basically a freebie. This is something to give back to the children of the area. You know, the parents of those children patronize us year-round in everything that we do, which may want to mention later. But since they spend their hard-earned money with us, we have decided many, many years ago to give back to the children. And we do that with this Easter egg hunt, also with the Christmas walk that we have. We donate a lot of lunch bags out for the children free of charge. But this Easter egg hunt, which is this Saturday, God forbid the weather lets us have it, we're going to have two age groups. They are from 5 and under and 6 and over. Hopefully we won't have anybody that's over 12 years old, running around pushing kids or whatever. But anyway, it's at the city park, and it starts at 1 o'clock with the two age groups. We're going to have the Easter Bunny there. We're going to have a photo board for parents that might want to take pictures of their children. We have a couple of Easter baskets that we've prepared we're going to give away at the end of the hunt. We have several gifts and several prizes that have been donated by local businesses and family, friends, whomever. The Lions Club has come up with a lot of really neat things for us. We're going to have plenty of candy and plenty of eggs. We're going to have stuffed animals to give away.
Oh, my lands.
We're going to have the local McDonald's and Dairy Queen has donated some free things for us to let the children go and have some meals and what have you, which is pretty awesome. And without overwhelming our crowd, which I hope we do, at the end of the day, we're going to draw out some tickets, some for girls and boys tickets, both age groups, and we're going to give away some bicycles.
Oh my goodness.
That have been donated. So it's going to be a pretty neat event, hopefully.
Well,
God willing and the weather holds out.
Right.
It's going to be a pretty neat event, I think.
You could do it in the streets of downtown if the park would.
If the park would flood.
If the park would flood.
Well, I'm not so concerned about the flooding as I am the grass being about this high if the sun comes out, But some of the little kids, the toddlers may get lost.
Right. I think Friday is supposed to be sunny. So
I understand that it is.
Maybe it'll stretch over.
Is there a specific location in the park where people are supposed to start up?
There is. It's at the, what is that, the
maintenance building.
The maintenance building, that's what I was looking for. The maintenance building right up inside the park off of 4th Street there. And we have signs throughout the town now, and we will have some larger signs on Saturday saying exactly where everything's at. But it will be easy to find. And we have, as I counted last night, we have like 2,100 eggs.
Oh my God.
Stuffed with candy that's been donated, so it's awesome for the kids. And it's probably going to be awesome for the dentists that are in town too, okay?
Yeah.
But,
and the parents will kill you for the sugar high.
They may, but I'll send them to Butch, no problem. But I think it's going to be a really nice event. I hope it is. It's for the children, and the Lions Club is so enthusiastic about all of this, giving back to the community and doing everything. I just thought to give back to the kids since we've been doing this for so long. And really, kudos ought to go out to Lion Tom Smith, who took me under his wing about 2 years ago or 3 years ago and started me planning for this thing. And It's growing, and I think it's gonna be a pretty nice entertainment, at least if the weather holds out for the kids this weekend.
When
So-
I was a little kid, they used to do it over here on the, up on the hill where the farm grounds at.
Right.
Well, that must have been like, just like the year before I started taking over, right?
Probably so.
Okay, there you go.
He mentioned Lion Tom Smith.
Right.
Tom had done this for 30-some years.
Right.
And he getting to where he was ready to let someone younger take over. And that's,
Well, younger.
well, younger anyway.
Act younger.
He's a pup anyway.
You're younger like I'm younger.
But,
There you
you know,
go, absolutely.
like he says, this is one of the events where we try to give back something to community. We have different events. We have an event coming up on the 14th, which will be the Valley, I think the Valley House 200th year anniversary. They're
Right.
having something. We will be participating in that. We will have, I think what we're planning on is jambalaya, brats, maybe brats, we're not sure about that, but beignets, soda, and water. We're gonna have that set up down there for it. And then again, I guess we're going to be, we'll be set up for the French Heritage Days, which will be June 9th. We will be set up there in the park. We'll be in the park all day. We will have lots of jambalaya for that, because they want us to stay on through, all the way through for the, till the band's done playing at that night. They're gonna have a band in the park. And I guess we've got Scottish Days coming up. We've got all kinds of days coming up and everything,
We
so.
do the Lions sponsor Scottish Days, or is that?
No, we don't sponsor it. We just participate with it.
Participate.
Yeah, we will help.
Yeah.
And one of the
I
things that.
think that Gordon, he's pretty new in town. I think
Right, that's new. This will be their
Yes.
first time for the Scottish Days.
Right.
And I think it's
Right.
Kim, yeah.
And it reads in the paper like it's gonna be really interesting.
Well, I think it is. I
Having
think it is.
Clients come. and-
Yeah, it's gonna be something different, something, you know, the downtown renewal or downtown people, they're trying everything to help merchants here in town.
Right,
So, you know, anything like this has gotta help.
right.
But, and of course, we got Jour de Fête coming up too. We got
And the
one for
garden
Big
walk
Night.
always brings
Mhm.
a whole bunch of people.
That brings a lot of people in, so. Oh, anything else we need to say? You know, like I say, we've had the Lions.
Are you
don't
gonna
think so.
have the jambalaya contest again, like they used to have, or you just
No,
Just make it.
we just have 2 or 3 people make up
make it?
batches of jambalaya. We'll have 4 or 5 roasters full for the French Heritage Days, and we'll just sell it till it's gone.
Right.
Same way with the beignets, brats, hot dogs, stuff like that. We'll have all that for French Heritage Day. We're just gonna kind of be a small crowd for that. I might also mention your tickets
I was
also.
wondering about that. I didn't know if this was the place to do it or not, but,
Why not?
we have,
Yeah.
we've come up with an idea that the club has voted on and approved, and it may be a little, high dollar, I don't know, but we've come up with a raffle. It's gonna be the Lions, a grand raffle. We're selling tickets that we had printed up. We're selling only 200 tickets at $100 a ticket, which is a $20,000 take. $10,000 will go to the Lions Club, and one person out of 200 will win $10,000
Wow.
for
They
their
do something
$100
like that
investment.
over in Illinois.
They're-
School over there,
Right.
but-
I
yeah.
we used to chair that back at our church, and
Oh,
it
did
went
you?
very, very well.
Yeah.
And I don't want it to overwhelm people as far as the price is concerned, you know, so I'm hoping that we can maybe, allow people to, if there's 10 people in an office that all want to put up $10
Right.
and split the proceeds possibly, you know, or what have you. And it's also going to be a 50-50 drawing. In the event we don't sell 200 tickets at that price. If we only sell 150 tickets, it's 50-50 right down the middle.
7,500, yeah, 7,500, right.
yeah.
Oh, rather than.
Then the whole 10, right, because if we go out on a limb and we don't,
Right.
if something doesn't happen, then
Yeah.
we're, you know, hung for the total amount. But we started that up, and I actually wanted to start selling tickets right after the Easter egg hunt, but we have them printed up and they're for sale as we speak.
Oh,
So,
really?
Yes. And we will have a drawing on the 11th, at the Jour de Fête, at 8 o'clock. That evening is when we will draw the winner.
Okay, and where are the tickets gonna be available? From
The-
Any Lions Club member.
Any
yeah.
Lions Club member?
Right. I'm gonna try to get some down to Gene's place. anybody can call me,
Call me, I'll have tickets all
and,
the time.
and I will be readily available to deliver tickets, do whatever.
You wanna give some phone numbers?
Yes, I will.
Okay,
My phone number, it's Mike Powell, and my phone number is 636-299-6003.
Okay.
and you call me, Butch Stevens, 573-543-2165.
I didn't catch that.
2165.
573
543.
543
2165.
2165. Okay, got you. Thank you.
Yep.
And when they're gone, they're gone. The tickets are gone, they're
That's
gone.
it.
They'll have to wait till next year. if they
Somebody
go.
said to me, I hope we will sell out on Jour de Fête weekend, and I said, I hope we don't sell a ticket.
Yeah,
I hope
we got
we're
them all
sold
sold.
out, and somebody that's coming looking for them will have to get in line for next year. So hopefully it'll be a good turnout. We'll see though.
Well, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
We are working right now too on a brochure to hand out at roadblocks and stuff like that when we have our roadblock. In fact, April 21st is when we will have, Lions has a roadblock, telling exactly what our purpose is and where our money goes. It just doesn't go, to the Christmas party, it doesn't go to the Easter egg hunt, stuff like that. If there is a child in school, or any kid in school, that needs glasses, all they have to do is contact the Lions member.
Oh, really? Oh,
We
yeah.
will get in touch with an optometrist, take care of the exam and the glasses.
Oh, my
This is
nice.
for any school children. We also, in the past, have done hearing aids for the elderly that can't afford them for themselves. And this is what we work for. This is what we work at these events for, is to have enough money to take care of the people in our community,
Well, that's great.
besides what we do internationally.
That's wonderful.
Because we're not just a local club. We are an international
Right.
club with over 120 nations. So we're first to tsunamis when they hit, when the hurricanes and everything in Haiti, different things like that. Lions Club International was there before the Red Cross. So we're pretty proud of that. When Prairieville got hit for the tornado, Lions Club members from all over the state went down and helped clean up. So
That was close.
Yeah.
that's just part of what we're about. So hopefully someday we can get the whole community involved.
And you still collect glasses too, right? You have
Right,
your
right.
boxes
We
there,
have,
so-
we have glasses boxes all over town. What was it, 900? We collected 940 glasses last year, I believe.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot.
And the Lions Club takes those, we'll send them all into a central location. And they will take those, and then they'll have people there going through them and have them ready. They'll have them tell, what do they do, tell what size the
Size,
glass is,
yeah.
what it is.
What
And they'll start
strength
sorting, and
and
then
all
they
that.
start giving them away. So,
That is wonderful. That's great.
Good organization. It's fun too to work with
It
and
is.
participate and get involved and
You got a lot
learn
of
who
nice
everyone
people in
is.
there.
It's a lot of fun.
it
really
is fun. It is a lot of fun. Well, that's about all we had tonight.
That's all I have.
Just get everybody to show up try and get everybody to show up for the Easter egg hunt.
And that's gonna be at the
That'll be,
City
that'll be
Park.
Okay.
One
Saturday,
o'clock.
1 o'clock.
Do your sun dance, not your rain dance.
Right.
We need some sun. We need some good weather.
We can put on our
Keep our
Indian bonnets
fingers
and get out
crossed.
there.
There you go.
Okay, so if you want those $100 tickets, you can call Mike Powell at 636-299-6003, or Butch Stevens at 573-543-2165, or contact any Lions Club member and
Correct.
tell them I want one of those tickets before they're gone.
Correct.
How many do you want?
I want one.
Okay,
Yeah.
we got you.
That's- Thank you.
Okay.
You're welcome.
That's
Okay,
wonderful.
well, thank you very much for
It's your turn.
coming on.
Oh, thanks for having us. Thanks
Yes.
for having us. Our
Looking
pleasure.
forward to the Easter, well, I know the kids are looking forward to the hunt.
Oh, gosh, I hope so. I hope
They
so.
enjoy that every year.
See, last year, it was like 80 the day before Easter and all the chocolate was melting. You know, and all the kids were going, what are we gonna do with all this chocolate? Hey,
Remote
just
it into
enjoy
shake
it,
of
you know?
eggs.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
So at least this year, if we have it, it probably will be cool enough
In
with
the
the.
50s,
They won't
I
do
think
that
they're
this
saying.
year.
I think that, isn't it in the 50s what they want for summer?
Right, 51, I think, is supposed to
think
be a
so,
high.
I think so.
Well,
as we don't
and
have
you
snow.
ladies can come down
Yeah,
and help us
no
put eggs
snow.
out at 11:30 if you want to. 11:30 to 12, we're gonna put the eggs
Can
out.
I just drop them?
That's all we do.
That's all we do.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
We don't.
We make it easy.
When are you doing that?
We make it easy. Be Saturday morning.
It'd be Saturday morning at the maintenance building in the park,
At 11:30.
right on top of the hill up there.
At
11?
11:30 to 12,
Correct.
yeah. That's
And
when
the
we'll
hunt
start.
itself
Is it 1?
on Saturday.
Correct. Yep. And
Saturday,
it lasts for about 30 minutes.
30 minutes.
I mean, the-
Once you turn them loose, those
Yeah.
kids are out there and they
The
don't miss
line
a
to
thing.
give out all of the gifts and all of the extra candy and stuff, I mean, that takes longer than the hunt. You know, so it's just a fun time,
So you need to gather at the big pavilion because you're gonna have to run between the raindrops.
I know that. I don't
And
wanna
it's
hear it
supposed to
though.
be 59, so they probably can get a
You
little
know,
wet.
You know, that's, they're so long all the time, you know?
I know, they never get these wet.
Nah.
It'll probably rain Friday when it's supposed to be sunny.
Yeah, that'd be fine.
Yeah. I have never
Oh, well.
seen a kid that wouldn't get out in the rain for an Easter egg.
Right.
So, it's the parents that complain about getting wet, not the kids.
I think that's great that they
You're
have
gonna
that
get
every
sick.
year for the
Yeah.
kids. I think that's just great.
Yeah, and I
It
didn't
is.
realize that it was that many years. I know they were doing it, what
Yes.
they call DuPont Hill is what they call that.
Okay.
DuPont
Yeah.
Hill.
Yeah, and to be quite honest with you, I didn't know how long it was, and I had to ask around, and we finally dug out that this is our 78th
Oh
year, and
my
I'm going,
gosh,
wow.
that is
that's-
wonderful.
And I think the Lions Club's been, what, 80? It's been 80 years?
1931. We were established in
Okay,
1931
so we're- it
31
was-
in St. Genevieve.
Right there, when we started.
It was established here in St. Genevieve in 34 or 31?
31.
No,
31. Wow,
So,
that's a long time.
Yeah.
I hate to say, I don't know all of our ex-presidents. Because I didn't, you know, there's no way I could have met some of them that far back, so.
Right.
Sure you could have. Next.
Little games.
Well,
Yeah.
Well, thank you
It
so
was
much
fun.
for coming on.
we would like to turn it over to these ladies now.
Yeah.
Okay, all right,
Okay,
fine.
thank you.
So now the ladies are gonna talk about the
Thank you
life-
all for coming and
Yeah,
Thanks for having us.
appreciate
Our
it.
pleasure.
Keep the
Thank you.
camera, right?
I know the kids are looking forward to it Saturday.
I think they are. I know I am. It's gonna be fun. Enjoy, guys. Nice meeting you all. Thank you
Thank
again.
Good
you.
luck
Bye-bye.
Saturday.
Thank you.
Okay, now we have the library guests. Jean Reesover and Jody Ralston.
And Jody, a lot of people may not know this yet because she hasn't been here
I
as
only
long
found
as all
that
the
out
rest of
last
us.
night.
Jody is the director of the St. Genevieve County Library. And I'm a member of the local art guild, and we put our heads together and came up with an idea that we think is going to be fun for people in mid-April.
All right. And actually, interestingly enough, this idea came about because we had just finished up a program, a photography class with Kim Gordon with the Scottish Days, and I wanted to get more involved with the local community, like with the artists, and I wanted to put like on an art show or something like that. And he introduced me to Jean, and we put our heads together, and she had a great idea to have an art show related to National Library Week, which is coming up in April 9th through 14th. And coincidentally, on April 14th, there's an international event called Slow Art Day. And Slow Art Day is a day where it's a way of challenging our addiction to speediness by slowing down and thinking about our art. And that's actually, it started in 2009. And currently they have signed up over like 159 events throughout basically the world. And we are the third in Missouri to sign up. So we're really glad to be able to, join in with that organization. And what we want to do with our Slow Art Day is have about like, a dozen to 2 dozen pieces of art showing. And we'll start that on was it Thursday?
Thursday, yes, we'll be setting up Wednesday evening and
Right.
have art in place on Thursday.
Right, and we'll have that on display at the library on Thursday and Friday. And then the big day is, of course, April 14th, where we'll have guided discussions and we'll just really make art conversational and really enjoy it and have a different perspective on the art than maybe at a normal art showing. And on that day, let's see, we're also going to have some like light refreshments, and we're hoping that maybe some of the local artists who are going to be displaying there might be able to come in for like a meet and greet as well. So that's one of the major events of our National Library Week. You wanted to talk a little bit about the Art Guild part.
Yeah, the artists who will be showing their work are all members of our local art guild, which has about 50 members. Because the library has limited space, there will be somewhere between a dozen and 2 dozen pieces of art being shown there. And some of the artists we hope will be able to go out and be there with their work on Saturday. But it will be there available for people to see. It's a way for the Art Guild to make a connection with the library and with the larger community that may not be familiar with the Guild and what it does and the people who are involved in it. So we're real eager to have this opportunity to cooperate with the library on this. And Slow Art Day makes perfect sense as something for us to be involved in.
And I was reading that is Slow Art Day is they study the art as they look at it,
Right.
rather than just buzz through and look
Yeah.
at it and
Yeah,
zip
'cause
out the
people
door.
are so used to just flipping through on their phone when they look at any kind of art, just a few seconds here and there, and they really want you to spend minutes on this and really contemplate the art, and that really improves like your creativity and in your enjoyment of the art.
And it can be fun, because some of the pieces are amusing, and some of the kinds of questions that Jody's come up with to pose for people to think about the art are lots of fun and are going to be a way for people to just kind of expand their horizons about what art and encountering art is about. So it's going to be a really good opportunity. And of course, it's a wonderful opportunity for guild artists to show as well. And we're going to have some really neat stuff. The other connection that I think makes so much sense is that artists have been inspired by literature forever. And writers have been inspired by art forever. And bringing the two together seems to just make perfect sense.
You will have these then hanging in the library at different places.
Right, we'll have them on easels in different areas in the library.
Okay, yes.
And we'll actually have like some art books too. Do you want to be my Vanna for a moment?
Yes.
We have a thing there that you can set
If you
up
want
on.
to open that, there you go, and turn it up the other way.
Turn it up the other way.
And there's links on the back.
Ah, okay.
It's, yeah.
I'm technically challenged. We'll just do it like this.
Turn it this way, Jean, the camera's
This way,
over here.
okay.
I think it
This
goes
is one of Jody's favorite art books.
Oh,
She has
wow.
told me, and the art is just,
Because you would never think that nature and even little minor things like microbes and little organisms can be beautiful, but this artist here, he just turned all of that into beautiful art, and that's really what art is about, looking at the world in different ways.
yes.
Look at the
Yes.
octopus with a hat on.
Yes.
Who would have thought?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bomb?
Yeah.
Yeah. So in
Cool.
addition to having the art displayed, and it will pretty much all be easeled on tables, because there isn't wall hanging space. We also plan to put out some of the library's books that have to do with art, and some books that artists are going to provide that connect specifically to the piece that they have in the show. It's a very natural kind of combination, I think, art and literature. And we think it'll be fun. We're hoping people will take a little time It's a very busy time of year, we know that, but the exhibit will be up Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Saturday will probably be the most fun day, but we're hoping everyone will come out and take a look.
Now, when does it start?
It will open on April 12th
April 12th, 13th,
and runs the
14th.
13th
Right.
and the 14th, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And the art will be available for viewing on April 12th, but the actual discussion and guided, interaction will be on the April 14th.
And the books will be there forever.
Right.
That's where they
Yeah.
live. You know, one thing about, I was talking about art and literature, but I didn't mention art and the library. And there's an interesting historical artifact that is related to this show. Back in the early 1970s, when the local women's club first secured ownership of pieces of art from St. Genevieve's very famous 1930 to 1940 art colony that included people like Thomas Hart Benton. When the Women's Club got those pieces of art, they put them in our local library, which of course was downtown at that time. And that's where those paintings and drawings were housed for almost 20 years until the new library was constructed out in conjunction with the community center. So the library, in its history, was kind of a center for seeing art relevant to this community. And by the way, the Art Guild will be opening an exhibit at the Felix Valley House property in the stone building that's connected across the courtyard from the Shaw House. Most people, I think, are familiar with that on 2nd Street. That features one of the artists, the only local artist that was connected with the colony, Matt Ziegler. And some of the people who are watching this probably knew Matt Ziegler, and an exhibit that features him and his role in helping the colony get started and keeping interest in art going in the community for decades and decades and decades is the focus of a new display that's going to be opening later in April also. Yeah.
And might add that Matt actually built that building. that it
Yes,
is
he
out of
built that stone
from
building.
There used to be we called it the Rock School when I was a little kid. And it was on the corner where the Perry Center is right now. And the stone from there he got and took down there and built that.
Yeah.
So that's really old
Yeah.
stone, yes.
You know,
Yeah.
the notion of art in the community, it's been really important here for a long time. A lot of people don't know. John James Audubon, who was probably the most famous naturalist painter in the world, lived here. He wasn't here for very long, about 6 weeks, but he came here with Ferdinand Rozier of the Rozier family, the Rozier store, Rozier's Country Mart. Ferdinand stayed on and built a mercantile empire, and John James bailed on him and went off to become a famous painter and naturalist. And that's a piece of our history. And the art colony with people like Thomas Hart Benton is a piece of our history. And we have right now in our community 2 incredibly well-known and respected artists. Charlie Reinhardt, who has the Reinhardt Gallery on the corner of Market and 3rd Street, who is an extremely well-known and respected regionalist painter who really sort of got started sketching with Matt Ziegler way back when Charlie was about 13 years old, and that helped spur his interest in art. And Allie Kavanaugh, who is considered to be one of the best watercolor artists in the country, is painting right here in St. Genevieve. She's a resident. She and her husband are raising their family here. So in addition to that, we've got 50 or so artists in our art guild and some people who are hanging around, who do art, who aren't members of our guild at the moment, but ought to be. I'm pointing at Mary Ann in case anybody's wondering. And so there's a lot of that around in this community, and we're real glad to infiltrate the library.
We're glad to be infiltrated.
Yes, art is wonderful.
I think Jefferson County, they use their library, or they did at one point, to display art. They had a monthly, I think it was every month they had people displaying in there.
Wow.
The Jefferson County Art Guild, that's where they display that.
Now, there are opportunities
place. I was
around the
there a few
community to see art. We have galleries, you know, we have the Welcome Center. I encourage anyone who's interested in that art colony period to make a trip to the Welcome Center. There's a display down there that explains that whole period of art history here in St. Genevieve, and you can actually see the work that was done by some of the people that were connected with that. And so there's a lot going on.
And Roscoe Misselhorn actually
Yes.
tells the story of our city because he's got houses in there that are no longer standing.
Exactly.
And
yes.
they're all sketched.
Yes.
Yes.
And there's a whole section of the Welcome Center that's devoted to the showing of his work, which he generously left to the city of St. Genevieve when he died.
And there's more that isn't even being shown.
Right.
yet.
Yeah.
But it's very interesting, and he's a very good illustrator.
We're working on, the Art Guild is working on maybe adding some art books, books related, not necessarily books just with pictures, but books related to art and creating art to the library. We're hoping that we're going to be able to do that as kind of a project of the Guild and individual members. So we're trying to build a relationship.
Well, years ago, ours wrote a book of poems. I don't know if she's ever gotten them out of the library or not. Have you ever gotten a book out there?
I don't know if there is or not.
I don't know, but she did a book of poems.
And Mary
And I illustrated each page of the poem for her.
Well, that's great. I don't know that we were actually interested in starting like a local author section too at the library. So, you know, something like that would be a great addition to the library.
This is a good chance for you to make that pitch to anyone who might have done a book or have knowledge of someone who's done a
Right.
book.
Yeah, if anyone actually has, if you know anyone or if you've written a book yourself, please, you know, contact the library. You're interested in starting a small collection of local authors just to showcase them at the library. And you can actually reach us at 573-883-3358 to get in contact with us about that.
Well, I think her book of poems should be out there.
Oh,
I do,
absolutely.
it's
Yeah.
beautiful. It's a beautiful
Yeah.
little book for kids. It's just beautiful.
Great.
Her poems are just beautiful.
No, thank you.
And I was privileged to be asked to illustrate each page, so I did it on the level of the little one.
Very nice.
Great.
I will look forward to seeing that at the
Yes.
library.
She did a great job.
Think we can find that
And
before the
it was
14th?
self-published too, that was fun.
Yes.
Yeah, what an
It was- It's fun to
experience.
self-publish.
You
You
think
go
we
through
can-
all the steps
What an
yourself
experience,
and hold
yes.
the final product in your hands.
Yeah.
You think we
Yeah.
can find a copy of that before we open the show on the 12th?
Do what?
Can we find a copy of that
Oh,
book?
sure,
before-
I have.
All right.
I have
Awesome.
I have, and Mary Ann and I gave, with her permission, because she gets a little from every book, we gave for how many years?
Oh, gosh.
Every other year, we would give the kindergarten, first
Kids.
grade? Was it first grade or kindergarten?
First,
I don't
it was
remember.
kindergarten or first grade.
Yeah.
We did both of them.
We did both of them. At Valley and St. Jim, we gave them books because there was such a good deal when I had them printed that it was very economical to do, what did I have printed? I don't remember if it was 2,000 or something like that. And I sold enough books by having them in local stores to cover the printing costs.
Right.
So we did that for probably 4 years.
Oh, yeah, every
at
bit.
least, yeah.
What a great way to introduce kids to both art and poetry.
All right.
That's
Somebody
neat.
told me the other day, I found a See What I See book at St. Vincent de Paul yard sale, and I said, good for you.
Is that the name of it? But she
So
did, it's a
anyway.
beautiful book.
Yeah, that's an experience that I think is very rewarding, not very frustrating. I mean, it's kind of like a lot of work,
Right.
but when you get finished, it is. It's great to think, oh my gosh, just look at this. And I
Yeah,
did
you know what, you made this all yourself.
Yeah, and I kind of copied the cover of it. When I was a little girl, my favorite story was Peter Pan,
Oh, wow.
and it was a red cover with black illustration on the front, and that's what I did that one.
Only this is a turtle.
Yeah, it's got a turtle on it. Yeah. So anyway,
But I was privileged
that's
to
a
do
little
it.
story, whatever.
Yeah.
So, any authors
Mhm.
or people who know about St. Genevieve County authors
Mhm.
should get in touch with Jody.
Oh, there are several people that have done that. Yeah.
Yes, yes. I think one of the most recently published local authors is Robin Nager.
Yeah, but she's moved.
She moved, but
Oh, well,
very
she's not moved
recently.
yet, yeah.
And she's
Yeah.
going to be staying in
almost there.
touch because she's working on a third book. She has two out now. And actually, my granddaughter is going to help with some of the, it's going to be a photo book.
Oh,
And
cool.
my granddaughter is helping with some of that. So
Yeah.
we're going to be continuing to be in touch with
Right.
Robin.
Yeah,
And,
she's so
and,
nice.
Right.
Yeah.
And once a St. Jenner, always a St. Jenner.
Pretty much, yeah.
Her book is really neat.
Oh, yes,
That's,
yes.
what was the name of it? Here I'm lost. The man.
I don't know, she now has two
Uh-huh.
out. I think they're both on
I've
Amazon
only read the
at this
first one.
point.
But I can't remember what the name of it was.
So we've
One
had
of
a
our
lot of
artists,
people.
Anita Alsop, she did the illustrations in
Yeah.
that one, on the cover. the
Yeah.
cover.
And I did the cover for the second one.
You did the cover for the second
Yeah.
one?
Yeah.
So the artists are involved very much with writing,
Right.
writers.
Mhm. Yes. And I was telling Jody earlier today that we have quite a few authors in this community. And some of them go back a while. Some people may remember Juanita Holst from up in the Bloomsdale area. Juanita did a comprehensive history of the Bloomsdale area and the families that settled it many, many years ago. Lila Bova did one for the St. Mary's area that was similar in terms of tracking that town's history. We've always had people who were interested in telling the story, and very often they used art to help tell it.
In Stoptown, they just did one, Jeannie Stosser and Jerry.
They were here, I can't remember their
Is it
names.
Jerry Klein? Jerry.
No, the
not
banker.
Jerry.
The banker, he was a banker.
Oh.
I know who you're talking about, but I can't remember his
I'm
name
sorry,
either.
I can't remember your name. You
cannot
should have that
remember his
written
name.
down.
Yeah, but I don't have, I've got it at home in my book,
Oh, you don't have your.
and I didn't bring my book with me.
And he was a member of the guild at one time.
Well,
Before I came to town, I believe, but he was a member
Well,
of
I
the guild
even
at one
took the
time.
book that ours, the poems that we got it published and everything, I took it over to my hometown. And they informed me last time I was over there that they need a new book. That one's been passed through, so the library needs a new book.
You know, part of the message here to the people who are watching this evening is, if you've ever had the itch to write it down or to pick up a brush or a pencil and draw it, do it. There's
Yes.
lots of support in this community for people who want to do that.
And you don't have to be great doing it, just
No.
for the relaxation and the fun of doing it and camaraderie with the
Yes.
art guild members.
Yes,
It can't be
and
beat, yeah.
there are people who will be interested and supportive and want to know what you're doing, and it's not hard to get connected with them. So if you ever felt like you wanted to, give it a shot.
That's right. And there's so many things that different artists teach people too. Like Suzanne,
Mhm.
she's jack of all trades.
Yes.
So anything
yes.
you want to learn, call Suzanne Thompson and she can lead you through it.
Yeah, she's one of our local fabric
Yeah.
artists, for those who
She
don't
is.
know, who came here, a number of years ago, maybe half a dozen, and purchased one of the houses on 4th Street.
Right.
So, yes, there's a lot going on.
The Art Guild attracts a lot of out-of-town people that have moved here. We have several members that are not local. So the art's a good thing.
Right.
It's a really,
Yes.
it's a really
Right.
good thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the library is a place where a lot of things are happening. So,
Right, yeah. The art show is one of our first steps where we want to try to get more involved with the community. We want to become embedded in the community, become like a hub where we can draw in these different and diverse organizations and groups and just really centralize it at the library. Like for example, like with the Scottish Days, we actually will be having a Read to Me event down there, similar to how we had at the Christmas Walk, where friends in the library will be reading, if you can be in Nirvana, please.
Yes.
A book like this down there. They're the Scottish tales for the children
Oh, I need.
and that's going to be that actual event is on April 7th and 8th.
That's a beautiful book. That can't be
And
just
there's
for
beautiful,
children.
If you look inside, there's beautiful artwork in there.
Can
too.
grown-ups come?
Yes.
I like kids'
Oh,
stories.
yes.
Yes.
Oh, yes. Lovely. Whoop.
And like, we wouldn't even be able to have a Read to Me event like that if it wasn't for the Friends of the Library, which is a volunteer organization who really helps out with our programs and behind the scenes. And they reached out to the community and got a lot of volunteers to help out with this event. So we're really appreciative for them to help us on that.
How can people join the Friends of the Library?
They can contact us at the library, and I can put them in contact with the organization. But we actually meet every second Monday at 6 p.m. So we're going to be having the next one, I believe that's the 9th of April.
Second Monday
Mhm.
at 6 p.m. and that's called the Friends of the Library.
Mhm. It's a volunteer organization.
And anybody can join it.
Right. Yes, you can come to our first meeting. Like, you come to the first meeting here, and if you're interested in joining, then there is like a $10 dues to help
Mhm.
support the organization. But yeah, we definitely welcome more volunteers to help us out with our programs. And related to the Scottish Days event too was on April 4th. Kim Gordon, he's actually going to be coming to the library and talking about the Scottish roots and the actual Scottish Days events at the library, and that's going to be April 4th at, I believe, let me look at my notes. That's going to be at 6 p.m. at the library.
Kim, for those who haven't met him yet, has a gallery right next to the old brick restaurant in what used to be Armbruster Realty Building, and he is a wonderful black and white photographer, and he also gives classes.
Right.
Yes, he does.
He does a beautiful work there. I've been in there.
Yes.
And he's a great teacher too. We were lucky to have him for the photography event. He's actually going to start that up again too on his own. And I would really recommend people attend that because you learn so much. You learn different ways of seeing the world just through the camera lens because of that.
Is that 35 or digital? Or either?
It was, I think it's more the digital cameras, like using the manual settings on your digital cameras
Oh,
to really make make the world come alive through your camera, basically. So yeah, that's one of the ways that we're really reaching out to the community. Another one is through Earth Day. Now that normally that's held on April 22nd, but that's a Sunday, so we're holding April 23rd. And we have a connection with University of Missouri Extension. Katie Kamler, she's a really great resource for gardening and other knowledge like that. And she's going to have a presentation on pollinators, like the bees and the butterflies, and how they start the next generation of vegetables and fruits. And she's going to have a presentation at 6 p.m. on that day. And entirely to that, we have crafts going on. like, for example, we have this little guy, you can actually recycle cardboard and turn it into bird feeders. You would just cover this in peanut butter and have bird seed, and then you can just hang this out, and birds can actually just eat off it. We actually have some of them started at the library now, where they're just starting to peck at it, and then we also have, like, you can use water bottles, and you can actually cut out the bottom and turn them into planters. So that's how we're trying to turn that Earth Day celebration into reusing things you would normally toss. And we're hoping, if the Friends of the Library can make the connection with the local beekeeper, some honey taste testing on that same day. So I think that would be really exciting as well. And then, let's see, and then another community outreach that we're doing is in conjunction with Missouri Career Center and MERS Goodwill. We have some job-seeking courses, and on the April 6th is our next one that's coming up. And that one's going to be about the do's and don'ts of interviewing. To make sure you're prepared for your interview at your next job, or your next potential job, so you can maybe win it. And that one's going to be at 1 p.m. And so that's another way we're trying to reach out to the community. We want to try to be like a job center resource. We're even trying in talks with them to see if we can't become a mobile job center, where instead of going, like, say, to Park Hills, whenever you have, when you're on, basically when you don't have the job and you have to go and you have to enter in your information in order to get your, what do you call that?
The online application kind of thing?
Right, yeah,
Yeah.
and you have to seek out so many jobs, places, and so they can come here, and they can do that here at St. John instead of Park Hills.
Or when they're looking for jobs.
Right,
They have
yeah.
to fill out the form every
Yeah.
month.
That's a
or-
wonderful service now that
Right.
Southeast Missouri, the East Missouri Action Agency office isn't active here anymore. That's a terrific thing for the library to be stepping up to do.
Right. Yeah, we're really hoping to help out in that way. And then we have a whole bunch of other programs coming up in April. It's really our busy month.
Are these available in written form or in the website, or?
Yes,
to
if you
find out what's
actually,
going on?
if you connect to our website, which is sgclib.org. Basically our initials and then LIB instead of just the letter L. So
D as
SGC,
in dog or B
B as in boy.
SGB?
SGC, St.
C.
John County
Oh,
Lib.
county.
LIB, then
Yeah.
library.
Right, yeah, and if you go onto there, and then you go onto our Facebook, we have our event postings on there, and so that's really a place to see the times of these different classes,
Is that .org or .com?
.org. Yeah,
So everything will be listed on there?
yes, yeah, we'll have all the details on there, for people to find out more. They can always call the library too if they want to have some more information.
And I want to say that for anyone who wondered when the county commission made the decision to break away from Ozark Regional Library, what the outcome was going to be, it sounds to me as though the outcome is very positive. That the county library is now primarily focused on serving this county in a wide variety of ways. And those of you who used to read the paper when I was the editor of it know that I did not always agree with the county commissioners about everything they did. But in this particular case, I think they made a very smart move in terms of turning our local library back into a local library. And they apparently have been willing to dedicate the resources to it to make it work. So congratulations to
Right.
them for taking that step.
Right. Yeah, we have a great board and we have a great commissioner too, because Gary Nelson, he comes to all our board meetings it's on the second Monday of the month as well, and that's open to the public if people are interested. That's actually at 1 p.m. on the second Monday of every month. If they want to stop by and just hear what's going on at the library, or just voice their opinion as well.
Or volunteer.
Yes. And the other one is at 6 p.m., is
Mhm.
that correct?
Right. And there are two more interesting events that are tied into the National Library Week celebration, and they're actually having their 60th anniversary. And the National Library Week celebration is really about encouraging literacy and showing the importance of libraries and communities. And the way we want to try to tie into that is to have a little something going on each of the days of April 9th through 14th to show different aspects of the library. Like on the first day, April 9th, we're going to have like librarians' favorite picks of books and DVDs sitting out for patrons to look at. And then on April 10th, we're going to have our technology showcase where like we have ebooks available as well, and I don't know if the community knows that as much or how to even get that set up because we have it through Overdrive, which is a vendor, and we can have the patrons come into the library and we can help them set it up on their device, like their phone or their tablet. And then on April 11th, we're actually going to have genealogy showcase, and you can come in and learn how to use our microfilm machines to look at the old historical records, like from the St. Genevieve County Herald. And then also Becky Millinger is going to be having a Navigating Ancestry Library event on that day, where she's going to teach you how to use that great resource that you probably see Ancestry Library advertised on TV, right? And that's like the library's version of it, and she'll teach you how to get started basically on there, because it's a great resource, but it's overwhelming when you just first look at it. You don't know where to start.
What day is that?
That one will be April 11th, and that will start from 3 p.m. and go to 5:30. And she's
From what time?
3 p.m. to 5:30, and she'll just have little sessions, and then she'll be there to help out with people as they start navigating in it as well. So we're really excited about that one because just because this is a historical town and people want to investigate their past, and that's one of the great resources to do so. And then also on April 12th, that's one of our craft nights where we're actually going to be turning old books into basically art. You might have seen some pictures online where they turn them into like heart shapes, or you can make flowers out of them. So it's a way to recycle books that you no longer want to keep. And then April 13th of that week is our educational one, and that ties back into that Missouri Job Center MERS Goodwill event, where that's the third event of that 4-part series that we have with them. And that one's going to be about your brand, like the image you're presenting to your potential employers, both online and in person. So we're really excited about that one as well. And then, of course, April 14th is the art show, the big event. And then, let's see, and we just have a few other little events too, just throughout the month. Like, for example, we're starting a monthly adult coloring night, and that's going to be April 18th. So you might not be an artist like that, but you can come in and color.
That's
And
a
de-stress.
color pencil art.
Right, yeah, and we actually provide like the images for people to color in, and the materials, or you could bring in your own if you would like. And we also have our spring storytime party on April 24th. And that's, we have a weekly story time for early literacy, which is basically children 6 and under. And they come in every Tuesday at 10, and they have a story read to them, and they do little crafts and little activities. And then every quarter we try to have a party to kind of really celebrate that. And there's like games, there's food, and again, another story read to them. And this one's like a spring, like a gardening theme. And they'll be making some of these there as well, the little homemade bird feeders. So, April is one of our really busy months, but
Sounds like it.
yes. But if you're
It's
like,
great to
interested in
have all
learning
those
more about it,
activities, yeah.
yeah, you can just go to our website, or you can just call into the library.
And let's not forget to mention that there are racks and racks of books for sale, used books,
Mhm.
in the vestibule of the library all the time.
All
It's a
the time,
great
yeah.
place to find inexpensive books For people who don't mind reading books that someone else has read first, it's terrific. The prices couldn't be better.
Right. Yeah,
Well, I
and
know
actu-
the library has brought books out to the nutrition center
Yeah.
that
Oh my God.
they have, well, I guess you would say they recycle because they bring the books out and people come in and they look at the books and they take the books home with them and they read them, they bring them back and they get some different books. So
Right.
Yeah.
the books are always moving, they're rotating.
Right.
And it's really been nice to
That's an
have those
excellent
books out there.
service.
Yeah, that's actually Friends of the Library program. They started that program and they.
I was wondering who did that because they
Right.
bring that out and it's out there. Gosh, we got a table that's always full and it's always moving. There's always somebody standing there bringing books in or taking
Yeah.
books out.
Yeah.
And it's really nice.
I think you all are about running out of time. We want to thank you for letting
Yeah.
us come.
And talk your ear off.
Yes.
No, we're happy when people do that. And actually, we could go, if you want to keep talking, you can go another half hour.
But I don't think we probably have another half hour of things to say.
That's hard.
But we're very appreciative of
Well, we're
you
happy
giving
that
us
you
the
come.
opportunity.
Right.
There are things that Jody was saying just now that I didn't know the library did, and I'm very pleased to find that out, and I'm very happy that the Art Guild has been able to partner with the library for the special event on the 14th and the show on the 12th, 13th, and 14th.
Right. Same here. We're hoping it's just
And
the
I've got
start,
the
that maybe we can have more of them in the
My
future.
mom's not showing.
Very good.
Yes.
So thank you,
Yeah,
ladies.
thank
Well,
you.
thank you
Thank
for all
so much.
all the
I have a
information.
question. Do you still take books donated to the library?
Yeah, we
For
take
your
'em.
sales like that?
Oh.
Or whatever you do with them?
Oh, the books that come into the library that are donated, we either put some of them on our shelves, depending on if we have the need for them there.
Okay.
Or some go out there for the sale. And some of those books, like the hardbacks, are currently underneath Friends of the Library where they actually get the proceeds from that to help their organization out. So every hardback book sale goes to help them out, and it's,
Well, I know since they brought the books out to the nutrition center, they've been, oh my gosh, I don't know how many times that thing's been turned over. But it's so nice that the people will take the books out and they read them and they bring them back.
Yeah.
And it's just moving all the time.
Yeah.
Right.
And don't drop them in the bathtub in between.
right.
For sure.
I even read them.
Bubbles on them, well, you know.
Well, we thank you
So,
ladies
yeah,
for coming
thank you.
in.
Yeah.
And
very
boy, you
much.
brought a lot of information.
Right, yeah.
So I can
we'll-
call
we'll
out
hope
there
to-
and
I
get
hope
all
to,
these dates.
Right, yes, you can, and definitely the information's on our webpage as well, and we have flyers available, people just wanna take a flyer to know what all our days are and our times for.
So anybody that wants to know anything that's going on, they can call out to the library and they can get the information from the people that are working there.
Yes.
Okay, good
And-
deal.
And for information about other Art Guild events, you can visit artstgen.org. And we do have a full calendar of activities coming up this year that we hope people will come around and see what we're up to.
Now, was it Art St. John or Arts?
Art, just ARTSTEGEN.org.
Sounds good.
Actually, if you put in St. Genevieve Art Guild, if you put that into your Google space, it'll come right up as the top reference.
Are you going to have some of your paintings there?
At the library, yeah, I'll have some out there, I think. Yeah.
Do you still have that one with the big quilt on it? You know, the quilt block and the hands.
No,
Oh.
that went to live in Kansas, but I'm working on another one that features quilters.
I am, as you know, I am a quilter and I'm a peacemaker. And I should be careful because there is a quilt club called the Peacemakers.
Oh, really? Okay.
So the paintings interest me, the colors.
Yeah.
They're
Well,
very interesting.
you'll have to, the next time you're down in the neighborhood, drop in, because I have a new smallish one that features quilters, and I'm working on a larger one,
Good.
so.
I'll give you my expert opinion.
All right, it will be welcome.
Oh, thank you.
Well, thank you, ladies, for
Well,
bringing
thank
all
you.
this information to us.
Well, thank you
Thanks.
for listening.
It's been
And
interesting.
anytime you've got anything that's going on special that you'd like to get out to everybody, please come in, contact us.
Yes, please
And come
do.
in, because
Yeah.
we're just ready and open for everybody to come in and just give out everything that comes in St. John.
Yeah, maybe I can start touching base with you guys every month or so.
Oh, yes. Yes, that would be excellent.
Because everybody, you know, a lot of people pick up paper, they don't read a paper that often,
Right.
but they will, because I've got a lot of feedback when I go out and do my days out there, that I get feedback from the
Right.
people that have listened to the St. Genevieve station,
Right.
because the manner, that's what they get. And they enjoy the show. They always tell me
They
about it.
can,
They
That's
enjoy the
great to
different
hear.
people, and they find out a lot of things that they didn't know.
they can pick it up on their computers too, so.
Yes, yes.
So they.
That, and I think people forget that, that you do not have to have cable in
No.
order to watch Channel 7, that you can watch it on your computer.
That's great. I need to get one again.
Been
Yeah.
telling you
Or you
that.
can watch it at the library using our free internet.
There you go. Well, I've been out there using the library for the ancestry thing. I've been I've got a few things yet, but I've got to pick up.
Right.
So
I have a
I've
buddy
kissed my
that-
ancestry
She
back.
doesn't have a computer, she uses the one at the library.
Yes.
We know.
Yes, yes,
Right.
yeah.
But,
Well, I thank you, ladies.
Yes,
Thank
And
you
very
to
much.
everybody out there, that if you're interested, please go to the library. They have so many interesting things going on, and they have wonderful, wonderful people to help you.
very
So,
much.
thank you for watching our show tonight, and we
Don't,
welcome Jean
forget
on.
the Lions Club Easter hunt.
Yes, and don't forget the Lions Club Easter hunt. That is Saturday.
For
And that
those-
is for the little ones.
For those people who are interested in photography, there's no better place to take great pictures than at the Lions Club Easter egg hunt.
Oh,
did
that
you
is
send
It's
us
a
a kid?
terrific opportunity. to
That
take
is thrilling.
pictures.
They have so many. And we thank everybody for listening, and we hope you join us again. We always try to have somebody interesting. If you'd like to be on television and give us your input, or if you've got something that you'd like to share with everybody, please join us. And we thank you for watching us tonight. We thank these lovely ladies for
you.
coming.
Have
And
a
have a
great night.
wonderful evening. Thank you all.